Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm Irene and this is Lifestyle Over 60, and today, a rather somber video, we're going to be talking about what to wear to a funeral. Coming up. As we get older, the chances of us having to go to a funeral keep increasing. It's really important that you have something appropriate to wear at the ready so that in your time of grief, you're not scrambling desperately to find something to wear. We're going to cover in this video some of the etiquette, what's appropriate, what isn't, and how you should dress when you go to a funeral. I've already been to a lot of them over the course of my life so far, and I'm 66, so I'm kind of thinking there'll be more to come soon. And so I do have, I'm wearing this sort of a long black turtleneck dress. It comes down to about the knee. And this is a black blazer, a simple black blazer. And so next time you go to a funeral, it's always okay to wear all black. So we're going to be looking at some examples today of the all black ensemble, and I'm going to give you guys a quiz, and we're going to be looking at an ensemble that is appropriate and that isn't. When we talk about what's appropriate to wear to a funeral, it's going to depend a lot on your culture and where you're watching me from, where in the world. For example, my story of grief. I was working with this gal who had lost a good friend of hers when they were both in their early 20s. They both went separate ways during college to study abroad. And the gal that I was working with, she went to Ghana and her friend went to Israel. And so while she was in Ghana, her friend in Israel was killed. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time and she was killed. And so this woman that I'm speaking about was beside herself with grief and crying and just, grieving. And the people in Ghana didn't understand her reaction because in Ghana, they believe that the dead are lucky and they celebrate when people die. I mean, I'm sure they miss them too and they have a, desire to see them again. But in Ghana, a funeral is a celebration. So, this is what they wear when they're doing essentially a celebration of life in Ghana. And, this is kind of how they do it there with their coffins. So we can see that, it's fun, Whereas I'm in America, if you're in America, or if you're in Western Europe, Eastern Europe, funerals are somber and they're not fun. So what is appropriate to wear to a funeral in Ghana is going to be very different than what is appropriate to wear to a funeral in England or in America. So we're going to be looking at more of the Western world now coming up and what is okay and what isn't okay to wear. In the Western world, all black is always fine to wear to a funeral. You want to be aware of the family and of the deceased. And so the first rule is that if the family has requested that you wear any particular thing, that you wear that. Okay, and a lot of people right now are doing celebrations of life instead of funerals. And so here, a friend of mine at her celebration of life for a friend of hers on the beach in Florida, and one of them brought a pashmina in a bright color, different colors, as you can see they're all wearing, for each woman to wear to commemorate their friend, who I'm going to guess from this is a pretty feisty gal, and she wasn't an old person at all, the one who passed. So here's a celebration of life, and they're not wearing black at all because it's a whole different theme and a different deal with this particular event. So if you're going to a celebration of life and the family has requested that you wear bright colors or Hawaiian shirts with flip-flops, then that's what you wear. You honor the family, you respect the dead, and you respect the family, and if that's what they want, then that's what you do. If you're going to just a regular funeral and you have no instructions as far as what to wear, then you want to be conservative. And you want to be very aware that this funeral is not about you. So very much like the woman who wears white to someone else's wedding, You don't want to wear anything that calls attention to you because this is not what it's about. So you don't want to wear anything low cut. You don't want to wear anything too flashy. You don't want to wear anything that you would wear to a nightclub. You know, you don't want to wear anything like this because these outfits are going to call attention to you and they're completely disrespectful to the deceased and to the family. All right, so now I'm going to show you two different outfits and ask you to choose which one you think would be the best choice for a funeral. Now here we go. Here's option one. What do you think of this? It's all black, which is certainly appropriate, with extremely high-heeled pumps and a black spectator. This is in England. So here's option one. Do you think this is appropriate for a funeral? And here's option two, another all black suit, only this time the skirt is much longer. Also black tights or pantyhose and a low black heel. Very conservative purse and a very pulled together conservative look. So what do you think would be a better look? Option A or option B? And the winner is option B, only because of the heels and the longer skirt. You could wear option A. Certainly she was going to a funeral here in England and they do the spectator hats there. But the high heels at a funeral are not a good choice because you might end up at the gravesite on a grassy hill and you're going to be sinking into the grass. So of these two outfits, then option B wins. Our next two outfits to choose from, here we have a woman in all black with a bright yellow top over it and two-toned shoes. She's got some gold. Option one. And here's option two. We have an all burgundy ensemble with a long burgundy coat, matching scarf, matching boots, and a matching purse. So which one of these two outfits do you think would be appropriate for a funeral? The all black with bright yellow top or the all burgundy ensemble? And the award goes to both of them, actually. These are both appropriate outfits to wear to a funeral. You can wear a bright color. So we look at this woman and perhaps she's going to the funeral of a 100-year-old person who lived a great life. Totally appropriate to send them off with some happiness. So she's appropriate depending on the funeral, and so is the all burgundy outfit because you do not have to wear black. It needs to be a dark color. You need to be conservative, but you can do burgundy or a gray or a navy just as well as black and be perfectly fine. So the award goes to both of these women. Our next two outfits to choose from are all black with a little bit of white. Now here she has the black suit, always appropriate, the black suit. She has black tights under and black knee-high boots with the low heel. She does have white gloves going. You think that could be appropriate for a funeral? What do you think? And here we have Dolly Parton in all black with some white beading on her gown. I know this wasn't really a trick question, was it? So which one of these two looks do you think would be most appropriate for a funeral? Option one, the black suit, or option two, Dolly's the black evening gown. I love Dolly and her beautiful evening gown costume that she's wearing, but it's totally inappropriate for a funeral. It's flashy, it's for evening, it's low cut, and not conservative in any way. So sorry, Dolly, but that's not going to work. So these are images from Jeff Beck's funeral. This is Chrissy Hind. This is Ronnie Wood speaking to Bob Geldof. And you can see mostly black. Here's Tom Security guys in black. Rod Stewart and his wife Penny, all black. She has a little bit of white. And here's Eric Clapton in all gray. Totally appropriate. Well, I hope this helped you in some way choose something to wear to a funeral. And I hope you don't have any ever again. But if you do, and this helps you at all, please like and subscribe and come back and see me again sometime. And take care.